For me, I believe this is probably the best teacher that you can get, because all the challenges that you overcome while traveling, it can really have profound impact to your study life, to your life in general. And I believe that there's no other way how can you get that much experience and that kind of a knowledge unless you travel abroad.
I have so many fond memories in Sri Lanka and at the university, of course, like the trips we used to travel island-wide, some were arranged by the university with the local students or with just foreign students. I got to learn about different cultures, different kinds of foods, try to learn a few languages. Yes, I do still practice my Sinhala, though it's not really so good.
A student can be more fluent in foreign language, learn new messaging, develop abilities like adaptation, self-reliance, confidence, autonomy, and many other experiences that are good for your personal and career growth.
If you want to see and understand the world a little better, if you want to truly take perspective, you have to seize the opportunity to spend some time and mobility during your study. Studying, living, working abroad will give you a unique experience and lifelong memories.
You will learn how to navigate like a new campus, like communicate with different language and maybe sometimes different mentalities. So we need to understand each other.
You should definitely check the destinations that are available for you and that are offered by your home university, and check if the courses at the host university are compatible with your core study, because this will be important in order to choose the exam, choose the classes that you want to take and pass the exam and convert the exam into your home university.
Well, first of all, I believe you have to get a lot of information from the university administration, because nowadays the staff are really helpful to give tips, to give all that needed guidance before traveling. And it also helps to face that bureaucracy that might be a little bit boring, but it's still needed.
The scholarship will provide every year. You just need to check the university website regularly and then apply through it.
We need to apply for passport pirate to study abroad. To secure health insurance, we need to get a health certificate which is recommended by a doctor. Then we apply visa and health insurance. Regarding my study, Malaysia entry visa for student pass, I have to wait about 3 months. After that, the scholarship committee sent the electronic flight ticket.
You need to get permission from your relevant ministry. After approval, you need to complete the rest of documents and before the deadline. And I think for non-government staff, the stuff will be easier.
For example, for me, before I came here, I had to look for the place to stay, and also had to look for the visa process, and I also had to look for the weather, since Umeå, Sweden is very cold and it needs vitamin D, so I had to prepare about those pills, and I also had to prepare mentally for the extreme weather, which is really different from my country. And of course, as other students, we're also gonna have homesick, missing your family, friends, your normal routine. So yeah, you also have to prepare both mentally and physically for me.
If you're studying mathematics or you study chemistry or you study computer, somehow you need to good at it, because when you go there you have to participate in a project or presentation,
I see.
Yeah, there's a diversity students, so we need to share or exchange each other.
I got a scholarship from the university, from this Sweden university. So my home university isn't involved in any of the process. For the administrative process, it is on my own responsibility to do everything, like especially starting from the scholarship application to visa application and other things.
Do not forget to check all the documents required by your host university and home university before going on mobility, during mobility, and after mobility. Another important factor is the scholarship. If you need one, it's really preferable to check beforehand if your home university offers it, or there are a lot of other solutions that you can check also from your host university. Sometimes they offer scholarship for exchange students.
You have to carefully choose the country from the given options according to your interests. You also have to make a plan. Usually with a plan it's much easier. Whether you want to do other activities while studying abroad, maybe you want to travel or do internship if possible, or maybe conduct a research.
Carefully about the instructions, the application process, and which documents are needed to submit. After that, prepare them carefully with high-quality standards. Don't forget to improve or polish your English language skills because it is a fundamental thing.
And I also serving my destination country. There are customs and culture which can help me to know about my new home before arrival, and which may less culture shock when I arrive there.
And the things you really need to do, just do the research and then read the information carefully because they already provide it very clearly. You need to really read and then follow step by step.
Firstly, you have to learn how the area that you are in, the city that you are in works. For example, the public transportation. Maybe you have to use it often there, so you have to understand how it works. You have to know where the nearest ATM are, where's the markets and grocery stores, so that you could feel more comfortable and then more confidently dive into the local culture.
Adjusting to the time difference, new culture, new environment, different study expectations, and rules and regulations that everyone must follow while residing in the nation are the most important things to sort out once you are in abroad. When I was in Germany, I need to report my arrival to the town hall within the first week, and then I need to open a local bank account according to the suggestions of the visiting university, because the scholarship allowance will be transferred into it. There are many important matters to process once you are abroad. However, you don't need to worry about that because there is a very program that will help and guide you after you arrive.
The most important things to sort out once we abroad is, I think, early visa application. If you get frustrated while waiting in line at the bank, just think about how long it can take for government institutions in several countries to get something done.
You can ask them if you have any problem there, everyone willing to help you.
The good thing is that you get a really new experience that is totally different from where you came from. For example, I would say the study program that I have here is a really nice program, and you get to learn a lot of things from different perspectives. You get to exchange with different backgrounds, and you get to experience what is even you have those kind of preconception, it can change your preconception for that.
You get a lot of information, knowledge, and experience. You have to digest that information, and usually it takes a while. But I would really encourage students to share their experience, their thoughts about the traveling and studying abroad, because when you give the feedback for the administration, maybe that administration or the other students who are planning to travel, they might get useful tips for you.
I also consider how I can contribute to others with my mobility experience. At the end of my mobility in Germany, I had a chance to share my experience and provide some recommendations about the academic setting with a PowerPoint presentation to my professor from home university.
When I finish my study abroad and I return home with new perspective, greater education, and so I think should apply this study subjects in my home country and share the experience what I got the host country to share others.
Probably confidence. I got a lot of self-confidence since I managed to travel alone and study in South Asia. I also conducted fine research, quite fine papers, so it was beneficial for me academically.
It helps you stop stereotyping, because the society we live in, we are used to stereotype almost everything. It is already in our brain. But when you go abroad, when you live on your own, when you meet new people, new culture, etc., you realize that after all, the world is not so different.
I also, besides education, I also got to get involved in other activities like I used to do fashion and design modeling, during my free time. And I didn't know about that, like I had that kind of talent.
My country, as you know, is now having some political instability, and so like a lot of students there, they cannot study or they cannot continue their education anymore. So if there will be like a program or like a system that can help those students, there will be so beneficial for them. So I would say this is really nice of like a Sweden in helping Myanmar students in trying to continue their education, and so that we can help our country later.
The most beneficial thing that I get from my mobility is the clear understanding of sustainability and realizing its impact on socio-economic and environmental factors.
The most beneficial thing from my mobility is, I think, money and people and together. Some might think that traveling and going abroad helps your career, when in fact it's quite the opposite. One done in a way that advances your skills and teach you new things. International experience is actually incredibly desirable in the current globalized job market.
I learned a lot, like a skill, like dealing with like a problem, dealing with everything like a problem, like apply visa, like stuff managed, because at that time it's still like we still like not open yet, so it's more tough. For me, it's about challenging because it's still new. But you think back right now, I feel like actually it's not like it's easy. Yeah, but at the time, because we don't know, so like that's why everyone should go to abroad, like experience.
Well, there were numerous of challenges, of course, since it was South Asia, but all of them were very interesting, and probably time would be a challenging aspect. I mean, the different understanding of time, because some cultures tend to see time as rather quality thing rather than not like quantity. So, for example, sometimes things are just keep happening and you have to adapt to them. People do things not maybe when it is planned to do, but when the time is better.
Sometimes foreign students are have apart from the look at students by language-based clusters. For example, the lecture is instructed in English, but during the times of the discussion among the students using their language, it is more convenient for them than using English.
The currency in my country is very weak, and compared to Sweden, we have to, the exchange rate and everything is like so pricey. So the living expense is quite hard if you are a student without any jobs and with only a few amount of scholarship money. So it's so hard. And another thing is like fitting into the Swedish system, because most of the things here require Swedish personal ID for you. Like even if you want to go to the healthcare center or to the bank, they request a Swedish ID, and some other things you need that ID to proceed. And so it's kind of like a temporary, like a barrier for us international students. And another thing is the resident permit thing. I extended my resident permit for my second year study, but I still haven't received any decision yet. So it's been 6 months and I don't have any valid permit that holding, and it restricts me from traveling from Sweden to other countries.
The most challenging thing during the mobility is not only for me, for everybody, I think homesick. So we start missing family and friends. It makes less protected face and limited communication, so we feeling like an outsider. And also we have to overcome the language barrier and getting used to currency differences. So we also cope with the cultural misunderstanding.
You have to get out of your comfort zone and join as many activities as you can. Another difficulty I faced is adapting myself to the teaching method, how classes were organized and the different kinds of exams. Coming from Italy, we mostly have oral exams, but there were mostly essays, which I never wrote. So for me, it was really a challenge, like a big challenge for me. But I asked for help to my classmates, and then after that I made it. Finding a group of people can make your life easier also in this kind of situation.
Learning local culture habits, probably it took me some while. But since I spent almost 10 months, I got pretty comfortable, and I understood that basically you can adapt to almost any condition that you are in. You just have to embrace it and go with the flow.
I first had this impression that countries in European generally are like very open and outgoing, and Swedish people, they are friendly, but when they're like at first they are very reserved and quiet and shy. So when I meet those kind of Swedish people, I'm the one always initiating the conversation, and they are quite shy and sometimes like reserved, but when we get to know each other a lot more, they are super friendly.
Yes, I remember when we first arrived at Bologna, we went to the grocery store to drink water, but we bought the water. Water is the sparkling water. We didn't know that there were the different variety of water, the sparkling water, the neutral, and
the most interesting cultural show for me is Sunday, because everything, including department stores, grocery shops, and most of the restaurants are closed on Sunday. Normally, those places are always crowded on Sunday in other countries. Even the schedules of the public transportations are different on Sunday.
I haven't seen any snow, but yeah, there's snow. Oh my God, surprised me. But I would say like everyone loves reading. You can see people reading in the train, in the bus, and always people full in the library. Yeah, they're always reading.
I would suggest to meet a student who was abroad, who was in that particular country, if possible, and to learn from him, to listen, to ask questions while still at home, to be as much prepared as possible.
I wish to tell you students that you can do it no matter what. Yeah, during our stay, we also had like some difficulties, but we chose to take one step at a time, and there was little progress each day, which really ended up adding to a big step. And we are here because of what we believed in and because we were at one of the best universities.
My tips for future students, it is going to be a memorable experience with ups and downs. But the experience is totally worth it for your personal and professional growth. Take some time to better familiarize yourself with your study abroad country by knowing even briefly your soon-to-be home's culture, history, geography, economy, government, everyday, and so on.
For the future students who are considering to join the mobility program, I would like to share some useful tips. Firstly, prepare the required document with high-quality outcomes, especially for your CV and motivation letter. Secondly, always practice and improve your English language skills to make sure you meet the levels of requirement.
It is really good for their both academic and non-academic aspects. Like even on their personal benefits, it gives a lot of benefits on them. Like you get to have a lot of opportunities here.
The only thing you need to do is to grab the opportunity and just do it.
Just keep up your good work at school, like your major, and then just check it out, like your essay, like what can you exchange there, and then what you're good at. So like okay, and then after come back, what can you do?
Of course, an exchange period abroad is well regarded for future jobs because it teaches you things that books cannot. For example, to adapt to yourself to new situation, to accept differences, and to be able to change your balance without destroying the previous one, but just changing it.